I'm Filipiak, and I'd like to give you some ideas to incorporate some walking bass lines into your playing. There are three things. One of them I'm doing is using the notes of the chord. So since it's a dominant chord, I'm thinking of, basically G7, and the notes would be the root, third, fifth, and flatted seventh of the chord. So in G, it's going to be a G, a B, a D, and an F. And I will throw in a scale tone along the way, so you'll hear the note E involved in it, in this. So I'm going to play the root, and I'm going to do the same thing in C. I'm going to use a C ninth chord. The notes of that chord would be C, E, G, and B flat. So I'm using that to outline the sound of that chord. That's a real typical, fairly common bass line. And the only thing I may add to this is that I'm trying to get a chord in on some of the chord tones. In the case of F, I'm playing a G13th chord with F in the bass. And so the notes are F in the bottom, B, E, and G. So it's a voicing that has actually the tonic here on the B string. And I think that sounds kind of cool. And for the C chord, C9, I'm going. On the B flat, I'm playing a C13th chord with B flat on the bottom. Here's another idea. Using chord grips that have, the roots or the fifths in the bottom. I'll use G. You can simply go chromatically above and or below the tonic, as long as you want the note to be on beats 1 and 3. So very simply. So that identifies the sound of that chord. And it's pretty simple, and it's just around the chord grip, nothing hard. I don't do anything that's difficult. I let all the other guys do that kind of stuff. So if I did it in C, it'd be the same kind of idea. So you're going to go C. You may choose to hit the chord a half step above or below. You can frame the chord like that. I don't think I did that in the example, but I could have. It would happen maybe the next time I played it, so it's just another idea. This idea uses scales, but with some chromaticism, because you have to line things up, let's say with four beats. Let's go from the 2 chord, right, to the 5 chord. So you have to get from the note A. So I'm using notes. I'm thinking A minor, A, B, C, but I need another note to get me to D. So I'll just throw in C sharp as a passing tone. So I'm going A. So I'm doing the same thing from D. I'm going D. And on the way down, since it's only, I think, 2 beats per measure, I'm going to approach each chord by a half step above. So I'll go from G to E. There's my roots, A and D, 1, 6, 2, 5. And I'm just going to go. So it's kind of like a sub-flat 5 effect that you get from doing that. There's another way to get from G to C. Well, you could use the notes, G, A, B flat, B, and then you're on the 4 chord. You can harmonize the scale, or the bass line, with the chords G7, F over A, B flat diminished, and G over B. And that's a pretty big sound. Now you can do that parallel going to C, just the same shapes. Or if you like, play on a different set of strings using the A string as your root. So there's C7, B flat over D, D sharp diminished, and C over E. And that sounds kind of cool too. And I've got one more idea for you. This illusion of playing like a chord and a bass line at the same time is simply play the bass line, which starts on 1, and on the end of 1, play the chord. So it's in between the first and second notes. So in between the time I'm going from G to B, I'm going to hit this G13 chord. And I'm going to use whatever grip is there. So once again, I'm going to make it easy. So it's 1. Yeah, see how easy it was. And to do the same thing for C. And anywhere throughout the whole song, I'm trying to keep that idea of 1 and 2. 1. And I think that sounds pretty cool and it's pretty easy. So I'd like to thank you for visiting our site, and I hope I see you very soon. Thank you.